Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Aditi. I'm with Wellness North Counseling, and I'm very excited today. I'm talking with my dear friend Reeti. She's also a registered counselor, and we do this monthly grief circle, and we just wanted to talk about it, how we view healing after grief and loss. So, welcome, Reeti. Thank you so much for making time on a busy afternoon to connect with
Ah,
me and to talk with everyone about this amazing work that we have been doing.
I'm excited about this, Aditi. This will be a beautiful running thing that we're starting now. I think much needed for the community. You're right.
Absolutely. And we'd been talking about it for so long, like,
Hmm.
last few years that we need something for the community. So I'm
Hmm.
glad that, now we have this opportunity. So tell us about your connection with grief in the sense, what inspired you to do this grief work?
So, everybody goes through some kind of grief or the other. I have gone through my griefs and losses, losses in my family. And I'm also, in fact, going through a anticipation of grief. My father has stage 4 cancer, and it's a nonstop thought of, something can happen. So just using my own techniques and tools for me to get through each day is what's inspired also to let's start something where we can help others who've gone through grief or might be anticipating grief, any of that, so we can help them get through these times in an easier way. And I
Ab-
also work with clients who are grieving.
Yeah. So you have your own practice. So
Yes,
where,
absolutely.
yeah.
Severe counseling is my practice. Yes, grief is one of the things that I deal with a lot as well.
Mhm. Yeah, no, you started by mentioning your dad. And I remember like when I was, I was doing this grief training and I'm like, this is great. I'm excited to bring it to people I work with. And then my dad passed away 6 months after I did that grief training. So it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what you've learned, you have to apply it. And I found
Mhm.
having that supportive community is such a big piece of healing journey. Like we need people around us. Like our grief needs to
Absolutely.
witnessed, and holding space is such an important piece of it. Like one-on-one work is great, but then having that circle of support, I think is quite.
It's really important. It's really important, especially if you are grieving and you're talking to other people and listening to their stories. Yes, everybody's grief is their own grief. You can't change that. But having other people talk about their griefs just makes it a little bit lighter and easier for you.
Yeah, when you feel that you're not alone in this pain. And
Absolutely. You're right. Yeah.
so what are some of the techniques you'll typically use, Riti, in your work with clients one-on-one, or even in this grief circle? What would you be sharing with the community?
The big things, our own regular cognitive restructuring is something that we use always, but ACT, which is more, acceptance and commitment therapy, which comes with mindfulness, that's mindfulness and meditation. I use that quite a bit with my clients. And I always remind them it's okay not to be okay, and then we go from there. Giving them safe space to talk about their grief is also really important for me. Plus, painting, drawing, I think that helps a lot with grief too. So, in these programs that we're going to run, we'll offer things like this, which depending on the group we have and how it's going to work out.
Yeah, you mentioned, safe space. I think that's so important, where we are being heard, we are being
Mhm.
listened to. And
Yes.
that's the big piece, that when we invite people to join us in this grief circle, healing after loss,
Hmm.
we want to make sure everyone feels safe. So
Yes.
the conversations I'm having with people is that, hey, don't be intimidated, and you won't know people. So come as you are and allow us to hold that space for you. And uh,
Absolutely.
expressive arts, like you mentioned, mindfulness, meditation. And I
Hmm.
strongly believe too that emotion needs motion. So moving through those painful emotions. So what do you feel are some of the emotions people go through when there is a sense of loss?
Grief is really interesting because when we go through grief, everybody is different with grief. We can't tell anybody's emotions on hand unless what's been researched and what's out there. Everybody goes through different things. Sometimes their relationships get affected. Sometimes they start seeing things and seeing these symbols that people connect with and they remember their loved one, or there are sadness and moments of happiness, moments of oh, I have beautiful stories of clients that I've worked with, but obviously sadness is huge. This feel of I'm lost, I don't know what to do anymore in my life, and they feel like if this person has passed away, who's the next one coming up? So they're constantly grieving in their minds. So yeah, so that's for me. What do you think? What have you experienced?
I think you're right. Like, we can be in that state of fog, right? Like
Mm,
there's no meaning left, right? Like
yes, yes.
there was so much importance attached to this relationship and it's no longer there.
There.
I also feel that there are so many different kind of losses when we move away. Like I'm a settler here, I'm an immigrant. So when I came, didn't realize, like, I was young when I came 20 years ago now. So even that's a loss. It doesn't hit you until it hits you, right? So
That's grieving your friends, grieving your loved ones. You're right. So many different types of grief.
totally, the loss of culture and finding a new culture, new community, new tribe
Hmm.
is a
Yeah.
journey in itself.
Hmm.
At one point I lost a pet that I had. I think
Hmm.
that's another loss, especially for young
Yes.
people, or when we have a
Hmm.
history, that connection. This pet helped us get through many terrible times in our lives, and that
Hmm.
that is not there.
Yes. Yes.
Or
That's a big loss.
loss of a job can be
Job.
devastating. You know.
Another loss that I just experienced with someone was the loss of
Mm.
friendships that they've had since school, and all of a sudden just losing that friend. You just can't get over that. It's exactly the same stages of grief that we go through otherwise.
Yeah. And like with the emotions, with our grief cycle, we notice like sometimes there is that denial piece, there is anger piece, why
Hmm.
like um they are gone. And
Negotiation. There's people start negotiating, right? It's so many different things that, and we do have 5 stages of grief, but they never go on the same stage. It goes from anywhere, and there are added stages to grief as well that we sometimes don't even realize.
yes, it's like multifaceted and there are so
Yeah.
many components. It's complex. It's not,
Yes.
you read a book and it's not done. It's like there's
Yeah.
layers. And that's why I think having that supportive community besides one-on-one work could be
Mm-hmm.
really what.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited where this will go. So this is our monthly, to everyone who's watching, listening, this
Yes.
monthly grief circle we are hosting, and 2 hours Sunday morning, last Sunday of.
Last Sunday of the month. Last Sunday of the month, right? 2 hours. 2 hours. Last Sunday of the month, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And what do you think about, can we talk a little bit about the expectation of the cost? Is what are people expecting?
Yeah, I feel that sometimes, therapy can be an expensive,
Yes.
undertaking.
Hmm.
And I don't want, and we have talked about this, I don't
Yeah.
think that, cost should become a barrier in getting help.
Yeah.
So I think pay what you can model is beautiful, like whatever you're able to afford.
Yeah.
That, and even if not, like, it's our seva, it's our karma that, we believe in this work and we want to bring it
Yeah.
to communities. So, yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying it's sort of like a donation thing. Just come
Yeah.
in, donate what you can, and then that's all
Yes.
there is to
Uh,
it.
because we don't have
Because
any.
therapy can be expensive. We do have our own practices. We run practices hourly, and that's so. Tell me something. What is it that individual practice covers, and what does this might cover?
Yeah, so like if people have extended health benefits and they want to use those benefits to, be part of a group, they're welcome to use that, use extended health. But if you don't have extended health and you want to pay a certain amount, that's great too. We can offer receipts to anyone who have coverage. To you have RTC license, I have RCC
Hmm.
license. They can use that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We bring lots and lots of trainings, experiences, our own healing journeys into this.
Yes.
So
Yes. So I think what you're saying is one thing I do recommend when we are doing grief sessions, and you can tell me if this is okay, is if you've had a very recent loss, highly recommended you do one-to-one with your counselor. Whether it's us or anybody you go to, it's really important that you do one-to-one sessions with them and then enter a grief group
Yes.
because it becomes really difficult to handle grief groups at times like this. 100%, at least minimum of 4 to 5 sessions, one-to-one with a counselor, and then get into the grief group with us. So that's another recommendation I would put out there.
Absolutely. And like I said, if people can't afford that one-on-one counselor, like reach out. There are free counseling services,
Yes.
whether with us or through another source.
Mhm.
Yeah,
100%.
definitely. Yes.
Absolutely. No, perfect. I'm excited about this. So every month, last Sunday of the month, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Address, Aditi.
Yes, so it's 2300 2850 Shaughnessy Street. And because the space is limited, I'm requesting everyone to register, whether to
Yeah.
reach out to Riti at Savera Counseling, whether you reach out to me, info at Wellness North, let us know you're coming.
Yeah.
Because of the safety, security reasons, building is locked, but we will let in everyone who has registered, who is coming. And if we are busy, we are not able to accommodate you next month, there is another circle. Come and join us.
Perfect.
We'll move through different techniques, tools. You get a chance to talk. You can share as much or as little as you want, but let's meditate together. Let's, I personally love doing that loving kindness meditation, right? Like giving
Mhm.
ourselves grief and creating space
Yes.
for our emotion, and
Mhm.
having a witness is powerful, I feel. And then you bring your expressive arts and mindfulness tools as well. I do a
Yeah.
lot of trauma work. Like a lot of times there is that EMDR component I do in my
Mhm.
work, so
Mhm.
it can be useful. EFT can be useful.
Yeah.
Moving through the emotion, right? Like going,
Moving through the motions.
uh,
Yes.
the movement component is powerful as well. So we hope
Perfect.
that you will share this video with anyone who you think can benefit from joining a grief circle. We
Mhm.
invite you. We are doing this every month, 2 hours, 9 to 11. And we hope to see you and whoever you want to bring along.
Yeah, and we'll have all the information when you see this video. Everything will be below, so you can click and register, or just give us a call to register.
Yes, yes. Text us, call us,
Yeah,
and we're excited to hold space for you.
absolutely. Thank you, Aditi. This is
Yeah,
great.
thanks for chatting, Riti. Take care. See
You
you.
too.